Derek and Maria Broadus bought their dream home at 657 Boulevard, Westfield, New Jersey. It quickly turned into a nightmare. The house's original owner was Harry Lincoln Russell in 1905. In 1914, the Davies family purchased 657 Boulevard for $1, a trend of property transfer. William H. Davies died there in 1947, 4 years after his wife. The house went on to Davies' son and daughter-in-law, Francis Ernest Davies, who sold it to Dillard and Mary Bird in 1951, again for a reported $1. The house sold 3 more times, to Lawrence and Mary Holmes Schaffer, then to Seth and Floyd Bakes, and in 1990 to John and Andrea Woods for $370,000. The Woods couple received a letter from the Watcher thanking them for taking care of the house. The couple, both retired scientists, told the Broaduses that they remembered the letter they received as more strange than threatening. In 2014, Derek and Maria Broadus purchased the home in 2014, before the couple and their children had officially moved in at 657 Boulevard. The first of the startling letters arrived. It was June 2014. He decided to check the mailbox outside. Aside from the normal bills, there was a plain white envelope addressed to the new owner. The note inside seemed welcoming enough before it developed into something else entirely. Questions were put to the new owner. Questions such as, how did you end up here? And did 657 Boulevard call to you with its force within? Evidently, someone was indeed watching the house. The writer mentioned the Honda minivan parked in front of the house and the many contractors working on the property. Unimpressed by the renovations, the Watcher remarked, "Tusk, tusk, tusk, bad move. You don't want to make 657 Boulevard unhappy." The writer said the Broaduses' new house had been an object of fascination for decades, and that he was now in charge of watching and waiting for its second coming as the house approached its 110th birthday. The letter also mentioned their 3 children and wished to know if there was a 4th on the way. The letter reads, "Do you need to fill the house with the young blood I requested? Better for me." The Watcher boasted that before long, he would know all the children and lure the children away. This letter ended with, "Welcome, my friends, welcome. Let the party begin," and a curious signature in a cursive font style that read, "The Watcher." The family, still not yet moved in, received another letter. 657 Boulevard is anxious for you to move in. It has been years and years since the young blood ruled the hallways of the house. Have you found all of the secrets it holds yet? Will the young blood play in the basement? Or are they too afraid to go down there alone? I would be very afraid if I were them. It is far away from the rest of the house. If you were upstairs, you would never hear them scream. A third letter was received stating the house was unhappy with the Watcher and the renovations. The family still not yet moved in. The letter reads, 657 Boulevard is turning on me. It is coming after me. I don't understand why. What spell did you cast on it? It used to be my friend and now it is my enemy. I'm in charge of 657 Boulevard. It is not in charge of me. I will fend off its bad things and wait for it to become good again. It will not punish me. I will rise again. I will be patient and wait for this to pass and for you to bring the young blood back to me. 657 Boulevard needs young blood. It needs you. Come back. Let the young blood play again like I once did. Let the young blood sleep in 657 Boulevard. Stop changing it and let it alone. The media eventually caught wind of the situation, and a 4th letter was received. You wonder who the Watcher is? Turn around, idiots. Maybe you even spoke to me, one of the so-called neighbors who has no idea who the Watcher could be. Or maybe you do know and are too scared to tell anyone. Good move. I walked by the news trucks when they took over my neighborhood and mocked me. I watched as you watched from the dark house in an attempt to find me. Telescopes and binoculars are wonderful inventions, 657 Boulevard survived your attempted assault and stood strong with its army of supporters barricading its gates. My soldiers of the Boulevard followed my orders to a T. They carried out their mission and saved the soul of 657 Boulevard with my orders. All hail the Watcher. Detectives' investigation had few leads. One of the glaring discoveries that he came across was a DNA test of one of the envelopes the Watcher used. Results indicated that the DNA presence was feminine. A detective and his partner decided to stake out the street one evening. At about 11 p.m., a car parked close to their van and remained there long enough to arouse suspicions. The police traced the vehicle to a young woman that lived in a nearby town. Her boyfriend, who had a keen interest in dark video games, lived on the same block as 657. The detective recalled that one of the games involved a character named the Watcher. Twice he invited the boyfriend to the station for an interview, and both times he didn't show up. Derek and Maria Broadus finally found a buyer for the infamous house in 2019. A young couple purchased 657 Boulevard for around $959,000. The Broaduses paid $1.3 million for the house in 2014, so they took a $400,000 hit. The identity of the Watcher was never found,